The last chapter, we were introduced to Tumblr, what it is, and who's using it. In this chapter, we're going to start to organize our thoughts, brainstorm exactly what it is we want to build out on our website, and then actually pre-populate some dummy content that we'll have available in later chapters to input directly into our site. Now, helping organize your thoughts is probably the most essential part of the website building process. This chart right here illustrates how you can go about thinking of what you want on your website. So first, we have this ideation of a website. We know we either need to launch a site or redesign one. Then from there, we think about the framework, the architecture of our website, which pages we're going to be placing onto our website. Obviously, once we decide on those pages, it will have to be populated with content. Now, this filters down to organizing those assets, meaning the text, the images, logos, whatever it is you'll be placing on those pages to create the content. Now, to help you out with this second line item, the framework of the website, what pages you want to develop, it's important to note that the basic pages for website navigation should include about, people, projects, and content. So we're going to go ahead and solidify the fact that we're going to include those in the website we're going to be building. And now that we have this framework to work within, we can go ahead and start actually fleshing out the content per page. You'll see that on my desktop, I've created a folder called My Website. And we'll open that up. And within each folder, I have created, or within this folder, I've created a subfolder that correlates to each of these pages that we've decided to create. We'll also create blogs, so we'll talk about that in a later chapter. For now, let's go ahead. Let's click the About folder. And you can see that I have a text document that's going to outline what type of basic text we should have on this page, and then some of the supporting assets like these images. Now, since I've known that we were going to be building out this site, I went ahead and created the content. So let's open it up. I should mention that for the sake of this course, I will be working on behalf of planning planners and architecting architects. We are not a real firm, obviously. Don't go looking at the Pritzker prizes and thinking you'll see us, but for the sake of this course, it should work. Now, let's envision exactly what our About page would look like. We know that we'll have some type of heading. We know that we'll want to craft a leading sentence that imparts the maximum value about the services that we can bring. Something along the lines of planning planners and architecting architects is a full-service urban planning and design firm committed to creating great places. Now let's stop a moment and visualize exactly what this will look like on the screen. It's a good idea to incorporate an image, make your pages visually compelling. So we'll make a note to ourselves here that we're going to incorporate an image on our live site. Add some supporting text. Through its worldwide work, PPAA Inc. has been an instrumental partner in creating lively, successful, and sustainable places for all. Now we know that we're going to want to link to our portfolio. We write our sentence out. We make a note that we'll link to this projects page once it's created. And same thing down here. Get in touch to see how we can help your city. That will link to a contact page. Basically, what you want to do is try to envision everything that would go onto your live site. Now let's close this out and look at one more of our pages, just so we can get a good feel for how to organize things. Let's go ahead and look at projects. Let's open up the content that we've created. Let's take a look at the projects page template. Again, we know that there's going to be a heading. We know that we want some introductory text that acts as a hook for people to continue engaging with the page. So something along the lines of PPAA Inc.'s presence has successfully designed large and small scale projects all over the world. Click through below to find representative samples of our work. And here we've outlined which projects of ours we will want to showcase. Now we can put an image, we'll put our title, we'll do this for a number of projects. There is one thing I want to mention here that will help you organize your assets using the Tumblr service. Now, while you can link numerous forms of content like images and whatnot to Tumblr, you cannot natively link downloadable documents such as PDFs. For this reason, you're going to want to use either your own server to store these documents or a file share service like Mediafire or Dropbox. That way you can go to the service, grab the URL, and link your images. We'll do all this in depth later, so don't worry about it now. Just know that you will need to store these files natively somewhere else. Great. Now, in this chapter, we looked at how to organize your thoughts and envision the website building process. And then we moved ahead and created some dummy content that we'll be able to use later on in fleshing out the actual live pages on our website. In the next chapter, we're finally going to sign up for our Tumblr account.